Clifton.
Almighty and eternal supreme being, the light of all lights, the creator.
Your Worship, Mr. CEO, members of council, I move for the confirmation of the minutes of the 27th statutory meeting of the 10th San Fernando City Council held on Wednesday, the 27th of March, 2019.
Your Worship, Mr. CEO, members of council, members of administration, Springville, Paradise, so second.
All in favor? Any against? Any abstention? The motion is carried. Matters arising out of the minutes, page 2. Page 3. Can I go back to 3.3, where we made a presentation of tokens to steel bands for the carnival of bands prepared for Panorama in 2019. And just we have to take the opportunity to inform members that on Monday the 29th, we will be launching the 6-band concert at Skinner Park. Bands involving Renegades, BP Renegades, Massey All Stars, and Western Tobacco Desperados, together with Simi Fonte, Panelas, and Caballero and Skiffle, concert that will be held in Skinner Park on the 18th of May. There will be a media launch on Monday the 29th at 10 a.m. at the Council Chamber to advise the public and others about this very big event. For the first time that something as that in the city of San Fernando will be held at Skinner Park on the 18th of May. So Monday will be the launch. We're on to page 3. And members, we would be doing the prize giving. We continue to do the prize giving. Last council meeting we did the Calypso and other aspects of Carnival. Today we're doing the Junior Carnival prizes this morning, and next month we Councillor Joseph, next month we address another category moving forward. So page 7 and 8. Could I get a motion, please, for confirmation? Pardon? Okay. Sorry. Announcements?
Your Worship, CEO, members of council, Mary Paul Abbott rise for the following announcements. Ms. Avis Bailey of Battle Boulevard, Marbella, a relative of the councillor for Marbella West, died on the 21st of April 2019, and a funeral was held. Can I have the date of the funeral, councillor? Arrangements are being made for the funeral. And the other announcement is for Atiba Chika Chiwale Williams, former police officer from Monopole Abbott. He died on the 30th of he was born on the 30th of October 1997 and died on the 12th of April 2019. His funeral arrangements was held on the 18th of April 2019. Those are all the announcements that I have to date.
Members, can you all rise a minute silence? Allocation resources.
Your Worship, Mr. CEO, members of council, members of administration, Springville Paradise rises for the acceptance of the finance plan and allocation of resources meeting held on the 27th of February, 12th of March, and 19th of March 2019.
Your Worship, Mr. CEO, members of council, I beg to second.
All in favor? Any against? Any abstention? The motion is carried. Public Health.
Good morning, Your Worship, members of council, Mr. CEO, members of administration. I, Alderman Johannes Diener, I do rise for the acceptance of the Public Health Committee report, meetings held on March 12, 2019.
Your Worship, Mr. CEO, members of council, Mahabala South, Mr. Bella, rise to second.
All in favor? Any against? Any abstention? The motion is carried. Physical infrastructure.
Pleasant day to your worship, Mr. CEO, members of council, members of administration. Councillor Amos will rise to the acceptance of the physical infrastructure and transport committee report that was held on the 19th of March 2019.
Second.
Your Worship, Mr. CEO, members of council, members of administration. Legislator West Larry, rise to second.
All in favor? Any against? Any abstention? The motion is carried. Personnel.
Good morning, Your Worship, Mr. CEO, members of council. I, Alderman Thomas, rise for the acceptance of the Personnel Committee report held on the 19th of March, 2019.
Your Worship, CEO, members of council, Manipur Navat, rise to second same.
All in favor? Any against? Any abstention? The motion is carried. Committee reports for adoption.
Your Worship, Mr. CEO, members of council, members of administration, I rise for the adoption of the Planning and Development Committee reports of meeting held on 19th March 2019.
Your worship, Mr. CEO, members of council, members of administration, Mahabala East is pleased to second.
All in favor? Any against? Any abstention? The motion is carried. Parks and Institution.
Your Worship, Mr. CEO, members of council, Mahabala South, Mr. Bella, rise for the adoption of the Parks and Institution meeting report held on the 19th of March 2019.
Your Worship, Mr. CEO, members of council, I beg to second.
All in favor? Any against? Any abstention? The motion is carried. General purposes as your fee council.
Your Worship, Mr. CEO, members of council, beg for the adoption of the committee reports, meeting held on the 19th of March.
Second, please.
Your Worship, Mr. CEO, members of council, members of administration, Legislator West Larmain rises to second.
All in favor? Any against? Any abstention? The motion is carried. Education and Youth Development.
Your Worship, Mr. CEO, members of council, members of admin, I, Alderman Shane Samuel, do rise for the adoption of the Education and Youth Development Committee report meeting held on the 19th of March 2019.
Your Worship, Mr. CEO, members of council, members of administration, Legislator West Larmain rises to second.
All in favor? Any against? Any abstention? The motion is carried. Tourism and Heritage.
Your Worship, Mr. CEO, members of council, members of admin, I, Alderman Shane Samuel, do rise for the adoption of the Tourism and Heritage Committee report held on 12th of March 2019.
Second, please.
Your Worship, Mr. CEO, members of council, members of administration, I rise to second the same.
All in favor? Any against? Any abstention? The motion is carried. Any petitions, Mr. CEO?
Your worship, members of council, members of admin, no petition today, your worship.
Any motions, sir?
No worship, no motion today, your worship.
Personal explanations, sir?
No personal explanation
Any
from admin.
questions, sir?
No question today from admin, your worship. However, on the urgent matters, your worship, I just have one item. I'd like to read into the records a thank you letter dated Thursday, April 18, 2019. Your worship, Mr. Junior Riguello, our thanks for organizing a sanitizing crew to clean the area close to the steps of the former ITT building. The water truck has been here twice this week, including this evening. We appreciate your efforts in keeping San Fernando clean. Signed, Hazel Ross Parrott, Branch Manager, Guardian Media Limited. That's it, your worship. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. CEO. Mr. Jalil, just touch there. Members, I would like to break protocol somewhat this morning in light of what is happening in our wider community, and probably like to start my brief presentation where I bring greetings at the end of each monthly statutory meeting with a song of inspiration. So I'll ask the DJ to proceed. As we reflect in the season of Easter. Enshrined in our national anthem is that simple yet powerful understanding. Every creed and race find an equal place. By and large, our citizens have collectively understood the simple truth that we are all in this together. Our strength as a nation is rooted in our acceptance of all races, cultures, nationalities, and religions. Our solidarity has withstood colonialism, slavery, and indentured labor. As citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, we have never witnessed the level of violence and social upheaval experienced elsewhere in this world. However, while we remain relatively unscathed, we as a nation do have the scars of our struggles. Many in their pursuit of power have sought to yield the reprehensible use of racial bias and prejudice as a ladder for their own benefit. Our nature, rooted in our national motto and watchwords, have been ingrained in our collective social conscience. In recent times, some disgruntled and misguided individuals have attempted to capitalize on our difference and create social strife. In the past, we have been successful in identifying and isolating these individuals who have taken up the wretched mantle and seem intent on sowing social discord. These individuals have now found this most recent technological tool which was intended to bring us together. However, in the wrong hands, social media has the potential to isolate us in ways we couldn't imagine. Social media has become the preferred platform for persons with ill intent to spread their message to a much wider audience. Social media has evolved in an unchecked manner that has revealed to us the letters to our society. It has destroyed individual lives, families, and nations. Unchecked and without balance, the digital platform of social media has gone on to reshape the world we live in many unintentional ways. It is an unbridled freedom considered as 2 steps forward into the future, but 10 steps backward to our past. A past where those in authority sought to keep us as a people apart, to secure their position in society reminiscent of the colonial times, where antiquated cultural ideologies looked down on others because of the color of their skin, their class, and creed. Last shorty, I found enlightenment in singing this song rooted in the Hindu chant about finding peace and perfection in everything and everyone. And as we hear it went like this. The song you hear is an Indian prayer from ancient times created to soothe your mind. In danger, in anger, remember, sing this mantra, this golden mantra from the Master. This song is recognized now as an artistic masterpiece, but vilified and misinterpreted by many when it was first sung in the 70s. Those loud dissenting voices missed the message that was conveyed in the song. The melting and mentioning of culture has and will always be our way. Shorty recognized that a part of our identity was slipping, and he sought to show up the deficiency the only way he knew how. Another verse went like this: no love so for one another. To unite people as one, I create a song, I hope it lives on from generation and generation. Decades later, Brother Marvin will again, as an artist, strike at the heart of the racial divide in an attempt to reunite our country. When he presented Jahaji Bai, another masterpiece, blending and merging religion, race, and culture, lyrically and musically, Brother Raj Shorty and Brother Marvin fused that East Indian rhythm with Creole Afro beats to produce 2 of the greatest nation-building songs in our country. A short story. These lyrics hold true, and as musical masterpieces, they should be forever ingrained in the fabric of our society as a mantra. As such, it is our responsibility to use the tools at our disposal to ensure that this objective is achieved. Social media as a tool is a hammer. It can be used to destroy, but also to create. It is time that we use social media as our preferred tool to build our nation, to drown out those who will use it to further their tainted ideas by using it for an intended purpose to bring our society together. On a personal note, I am from mixed parentage. My wife's grandfather is East Indian, and my eldest son is married to a Douglas lady from Rio Claro. To borrow some lines from Brother Marvin, then and only then will you understand what is a cosmopolitan nation. Let us live as one under the sky, as Jahaj Bai. I thank you. Members, this morning is a very important morning for us because we want to recognize some persons who have contributed to this rainbow nation in the only way we know it, and it's through the creative way, which is the carnival art form. And I make no apologies for being a member of the creative art form because this is how we can heal our nation. I was at a function last night in Port of Spain with the Chinese ambassador, and he was asking me what we have to sell in Trinidad. I said, we have pan, we have culture, because the oil may soon finish, but the culture will not die. And we have to understand that, and this is why we're here this morning to recognize those who have contributed to our carnival in the art form, and we must tell you how much we appreciate your contribution. No amount of money could compensate for your time, your commitment, your passion, your contribution. But this morning we are working on, and we'll be addressing the categories of the junior carnival, and next month we will address the other categories as we move forward. But before we do so, I would like to invite a gentleman, one of the members of council who have been here with us since 2013, and have served in electoral district. As we are sitting here, we interact with the public on a daily basis. And from reports coming from his electoral district, he seemed to be doing a pretty good job. In all fairness to the other councillors, he's dealing with a relatively easy district. This is the district of Vistabella South, Marabella. So this morning I want to recognize Councillor Montano as an outstanding councillor and invite him to come forward and receive an award for his contribution. So we move to the carnival prize giving here, and we move the first place in the category individual age 6, and the first prize goes to Jadeka Solomon is a representative here to receive. Please, Mr. Solomon, I'll ask Councillor Smith to distribute, please. Second prize went to Jana Bettel. Can she come forward? Councillor Wilson. Councillor Paris, stand by. And there's a tie for second position, so I'll ask Councillor Paris to distribute to Amelia Harding. prize went to Khalil Mohammed. Councillor Williams?
Not here.
Not here. Could somebody from the Carnival Committee receive on their part? While Shorty said there's a love in the house, we'll welcome Sir Williams. So move the category individual age 7 to 10. And the third prize was Jamaica Solomon. Somebody here? Councillor Jamaica Solomon. Mr. Kiran Singh, the sponsor is here? Yes, Mr. Singh, can you come forward, please? Mr. Kiran Singh from the Aaron Plaza on High Street is the sponsor of this prize. Love in your house, Mr. Singh. We taking the match from Shorty. Shorty is saying that we need love in this country, we need healing in this country. And the second prize went to Haraya Julian. Is she here? I got the name pronunciation right? Araya. Okay, alright. That's it, Mr. Kiran Singh. And the winner in that category is Azarias Swift. Congratulations again. Your sponsor, Mr. Kiran Singh from RM Plaza, making a contribution. Thank you, Mr. Singh. And we move to the individuals aged 7 to 10. And third prize is Aliyah Cooper. Alderman Ryan is doing the service. The second prize went to Sheridan Ross. Alderman Samuel. Well, as a preference thing in Alderman. The first prize was to Faith McConnell, Alderman Thomas. Faith McConnell, no presence. Could somebody receive on her behalf, please? Sorry. Kissing Alderman Thomas. LGB, whatever. So we move to the division age 11 to 17. And we have the third prize went to the junior queen. This is the queen competition, I suspect here. And Taraha Brown, is she here? No? Councillor Jill can receive on her part. All right. Councillor Joseph will receive from Alderman Thomas. Love is in the house. I second prize went to Azealia Mills, Junior Queen, and Councillor Montano, representing General Earth Movers. Love in the house, Councillor Montano. Love is in the house. Councillor Montano, you got so fast, you wanted a repeat. Councillor Montano, as you're on your feet, Councillor Montano, can you stay and do, this is the first prize to Junior Queen, which is Sharon Connor. Is somebody here? Sharon Connor? Sharon Connor? Could somebody receive her up there? Thank you, Councillor Montano. And we move to the Junior Kings, and the third prize went to Peter Barrow. Is Mr. Barrow here? Could somebody receive a Mr. Barrow's part? I'll call Councillor Wilson. Step up. And Councillor Wilson, you will do all three, so you'll stay. And the second prize went to Antonio Rampasad. Councillor Joseph representing the HOJ. House of Jackie. Seems to be a dream there, Councillor Wilson. And the first prize went to Aidan Remy, our Junior King. Representative coming forward. I didn't get no applause at all. Our Junior King. Thank you, Councillor Wilson. Councillor Paris, can you step forward? As we move into the other category, which is the junior bands, and the third prize went to Beach Associates. Somebody here? Second prize went to Inflate the Fun Party House and the City Die. Could I take a tip to the Councillor Paris? And the first prize went to Andrew Bob and Friends. Somebody? And Bob and I won King and Queen of the Bands back in the 80s. Tell Andrew, I send my regards. I'll ask Councillor Subin to step forward for the Junior Band Schools, third prize, Superior Boys RC. Should I call Councillor Samuel for that one? Olaman Samuel, actually. Olaman Samuel come first. So, Councillor, let Olaman Samuel call in. Give me, the next thing, you make it run down for the Superior thing, you have to have a worthy representative. This man Samuel from the UNC party. You're making the rundown, and you're making the other one, the forum. Monday night. It's for, this I pronounce it properly, forum, F-O-R-U-M. I will call on Council Surim to do Eccles Village AC School second prize. Madam? Yes, you. Let's give me some prize. And the first prize, Council Surim, is St. Bridget RC School. Come forward, please. Let's clap it up. Winner of our junior bands. Let's go. If you leave it.
Okay. Everything here? Okay. Where it is?
Councillor Williams, you did this one. We have one list there. It's a tie for the age 11 to 17, and it's for Alicia Adams. Somebody here? So this is Cassius, who's signing for these things. Take a read on signing for these things. So congratulations for Mr. Alicia Adams and the tie for the age 11 to 17.
Yeah, especially all them child. You know, to get something like that. Perfect. And take the pressure.
So recipients of your prizes, you have to go downstairs to the mayor's office, and the staff will prepare receipt. I think it is for receiving, because we know everybody coming back and saying they did not receive the prize, so please bear with us. For this one, Councillor, what we do next month, we'll be addressing another category on a month-to-month basis as we move forward with eliminating, because we don't want to limit office members and have anybody say we didn't pay them.
Sorry.
So we have in the second prize in the school category, Eccles Village AC School, and receiving, the winner receiving from Ms. Geeta Rampasad, representing her company this morning. Technology, good, inside. My apologies.